Over the past few years, digital wallet technology has grown exponentially. From simple send, receive and store, it's now possible to do a whole host of activities directly from within your crypto wallet. In my opinion, moving forward, the wallet will be the main app that we'll use to interact with the internet, effectively becoming a web browser, email client, social media platform, app store and payment gateway. It's for this reason we should probably understand not all wallets are created equal. For instance, if I want to store my wealth, it's probably best not to do this in a wallet that's constantly connecting to the internet. Different wallets will participate in different ways. The analogy I like to use is Decrediton is Decred's bank vault and Bison Relay is Decred's internet app. Decrediton is already a fully fledged wallet that can run as either a fully validating wallet or in simple payment verification mode. Decrediton can participate in pretty much all of Decred's on-chain activities and the majority of its off-chain activities, from sending, receiving and storing, staking and buying tickets, governance voting on consensus upgrades, proposals and treasury spends, privacy mixing, exchanging coins on the DEX and participating in the Lightning Network. In fully validating mode, Decrediton can be considered Decred's bank vault and has insanely high levels of security. In this video, we'll look at how to set up Decrediton in fully validating mode. The first step is to come over to decred.org and click on the Wallets tab. Now we have two options. We have Decrediton and the command line app. There's also some third line apps, but if you want the best security and the best user experience, Decrediton is currently the best one to use. So we've got three options here depending on the operating system you're using. You've got macOS, which is the one I'm going to be using. You've got Linux and you've got Windows. So if I click on the macOS, it will then start downloading. It's a relatively small download, so 241 megabytes. So it should just take a couple of seconds. Once this is complete, we just click on the icon. Then it sends us over to our home page. So on Mac, all you have to do is click and drag into the applications bin, and then it will start putting it into the correct folder. On Windows and Linux, it will be slightly different, but that's it for Mac. So I can close this window now. This is the install file here, so we don't need this anymore. So I can just delete this. And then if we head on over to the launch pad, we can see we've got Decrediton ready to go. So we just click on this and just wait for it to verify. And then because it's an app from the internet, we just need to approve it. So we press open and then we're ready to start setting up. So the first thing you need to do is choose your language. So English UK is fine for me, so press continue. Then we just need to look through the options. So which one do we want to choose? So for the best option, we'll just click on the standard. And then we have to choose whether we want to run it in SPV mode or disable SPV mode. So if you want to run it so that your wallet is verifying every single block and every single transaction, we need to disable SPV mode. If you want to run it as a lightweight wallet, so you download the least amount of blockchain, but still be secure, you go for SPV mode. This is great for mobile options, especially if you have limited resources on your computer. Because I want the highest security, I'm going to disable SPV mode and I'm going to validate the whole chain. This will take a little longer to actually download. So the Decred blockchain is about 10 gigabytes at the moment. So it does take a little bit of time. If you didn't want to go through this process, obviously in the last step, you just click on the SPV mode. On this next page, then we just have some helpful hints about how to kind of, or what the Decred blockchain does and how it works. Okay, so now we've done the helpful tips, we now just need to download the blockchain. I'll probably pause the video and I'll come back once it's finished. Okay, so we're just coming to the last bit now. Last about 3,000 blocks to go. So that's taken just over 4 hours to download the entire blockchain. So in a couple of days time, Decred will turn 7 years old. So that's 7 years worth of blockchain that's just been downloaded. So it's quite impressive. I thought it would take a little bit sooner actually. So maybe I'm on a slow internet today, but generally my internet's fairly stable. I have done that over Wi-Fi, and like I said, it's just taken just over 4 hours. So we'll just wait for this to just finish up, and then we'll move on to the next step. Fantastic. So now we get two options. The first is to create a new wallet, or we can restore an existing wallet. So let's do the create a new wallet, and we'll give it a name. So the next thing to do then is to back up your seed phrase. The recommendation is to write it down in a pad and store it somewhere safe. Obviously, if you have other methods, that's completely up to you. So let's just write this down real quick. Once you've got it written down, you can just press the continue button. And then the next thing it's going to ask you to do is verify your seed phrase. So now you have to just enter in your seed phrase. So once you've verified your seed phrase, scroll all the way down to the bottom. And then it's time to enter in a password. And once again, you should write down your password just so you make sure you remember it. And then once you've entered it once, just enter it again just to confirm to make sure you got it right. And then click on the create wallet button. And then finally accept. In this next part, it's just going to verify your wallet and make sure it's set up against the blockchain. Important thing to note here is once you've downloaded the blockchain once, you can actually have multiple wallets on Decrediton without having to download the whole blockchain again, which is actually really useful. Fetching all the headers just took about 6 minutes. And now it's scanning blocks for transactions. So let's see how long this takes. This part has taken just less than 10 minutes, about 8 minutes. It's just finishing up now. Hopefully that should be the last bit before we get to do our wallet. So here we go. It's all set up, it's ready to go. In the next videos, we'll go over some of these tabs on the left hand side and explain how it all works.